Hi, we're back. And guess what? The country ribs are done. And look at them. Look how beautiful they are. This is how you want them to look. You want to brown them on each side. You want to get them like sort of, kind of, not too much, kind of done, not too much. So you just want them like golden brown, okay? And you want to put them in your pan. And then the next thing is our onion, our green pepper, our red pepper, and our mushroom mix, in which we're going to saute. And we're going to saute it in what? Olive oil. So we always want to make sure we use good oils. I'm not crazy about vegetable oil, corn oil, but I do love canola and I do like olive oil. So you will watch me, you know, hopefully you'll come back. And then you'll always see me using these types of oils. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this oil, let it heat up in the pan. So I'm going to go over to the stove, I'm going to put a little oil in the pan so that I can heat it up for these vegetables to saute. And after I saute the vegetables, then I will be putting them over there and then putting them in my preheated oven that's already heated up at about 375. Okay? So we don't put a lot of oil, we just put a little, because we're only going to saute them. Okay? So right now, I'm letting the oil warm up. And then what we're going to do is that, guess what? This is salt and pepper easy cooking. So I want to put a little salt. I'm going to put a little pepper. And guess what? I'm going to use my McCormick's this time. So I'm going to put a little salt and pepper over this. I know you're probably saying, oh my God, I've never seen anybody do that. But I do it. So we're going to put some pepper. And again, it's just dashes. Okay? I'm going to put a little salt. And then we're going to put a little of the McCormick's. Remember, I have ground garlic powder in there, which makes it taste really good. You know, McCormick's should really make this, or perhaps I should make it. Who knows? Maybe McCormick's might take it. If they take it, remember everybody, it was my idea. Then I'll have to say, McCormick's, guess what? Let's make a deal. So we just mix it around. Isn't it pretty? It's like green and red. It has nice color, white. Okay, and what I'm doing is I'm just kind of pulling the onions apart a little because we want to pull them apart. We don't want them to be all together. Okay, beautiful, and it smells really good too. I love the smell of green pepper, onion, and red pepper. Okay, so our oil should be heated up now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in there, and then after I put that in there, then I'm going to like saute it a little bit, and then I'm going to pour it over the beautiful country style ribs. So I put it in. Let's see how it's fitting. Okay, so it's doing good. Earlier you couldn't see the beautiful ribs cooking because you know why? The mommy did not have the light on over the stove. How about that? But it's on now, so you should be able to see what's going on. But you did see the outcome of the country ribs. They're so beautiful and brown. And I know they're going to taste wonderful. So what we're going to do is that we're going to just sear these a bit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab those mushrooms. Now mushrooms don't take long to cook. So I'm going to grab them and I'm going to throw them in. And then after I throw them in, because we only want to saute them a little bit. We don't want to saute them a lot. So I'm going to grab them. I'm going to put them in there because the rest of the cooking is going to go on in the oven. Aren't they beautiful? Those are beautiful. And I buy fresh mushrooms, and sometimes I actually buy the jarred mushrooms. I think they're by Giorgio, but I usually buy those sometimes when I'm doing some other type cooking, like a stew or something like that. I'll throw them in, but the best ones are really fresh. And I do that on a quick, when I want to do it quick. Okay, so normally, you know, when I want to take my time and I want to make something really nice, I buy fresh mushrooms. And then what we're going to do, we're going to stir them a little. And again, we're not going to let them cook too much. Okay? We're only going to let them cook a little. Aren't they beautiful? Look at, oh my God. I can't wait to eat. I'm hungry, very hungry. So we're going to cover them and let them cook a little. And we're going to turn it down just a tad bit. Okay? Let them saute a little. Okay? So now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put together what? My potatoes. Because they're sitting over here waiting just to be sauteed and cooked to a nice little crispy little brown, and then to continue the cooking process after we actually have boiled them a little in the Dutch oven. Okay? So we're going to get this together here. We're going to use some olive oil. That's what we're going to use. And olive oil is expensive. Don't get me wrong, it really is. But they do have some cheaper brand olive oils. This one is a cheaper one. And it's actually by Crisco. I think it's really newly made because I found this one. So this one is like less expensive, but it's good oil. So olive oil is olive oil to me, even though some people will say, no, it's not. But as long as you stay in the olive oil family, whether it be a lesser expensive one or an expensive one, you're good to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little olive oil in here. Just enough just to cover the bottom, just enough to cover it. Because we don't need our potatoes sticking. Okay? I'm going to let that heat up a little bit. Okay? And as it heats up a little bit, I'm going to go back to my pan with the sauteed onions, green pepper, red pepper, and mushrooms. I'll check on those. Oh my God, they smell delicious, and I'm not joking. You should have smell-o-vision for real, because they really do smell good. And guess what? That seasoning really brings out the flavor. So it's coming along. Really nice. And this is a nice little meal for the weekday. It's not, you know, something that you gotta be over the stove a long time to cook. It takes a little while. You know, you do your browning, you do your, your sauteed onions and things of that nature, your green pepper, red pepper, the mushroom, and then you just pour it over there and you just pop it in the oven. 20 more minutes, and they're done. So, okay, now we're just about ready for the potatoes. Okay? And what we're gonna do, aren't they lovely? So they have the green onion in them, and they're just about ready to go. Okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put them in just a minute because I don't think my oil is just hot enough. So let's just wait for a minute till it gets hot enough. Let me tell you about my next dish that's about to come up. The next dish that's about to come up is actually the okra, corn, and tomatoes, which is waiting over to the right of me on the shelf here, next to our beautiful golden brown, country style ribs. Like again, I love pork. That's one of my favorite meats. Along with what? Chicken! I like chicken too. Okay, so let's look over here at what my next dish will be. I actually got some frozen okra, right? And I actually cut up some fresh tomato, and I have some corn. And the corn is actually frozen corn, but what I did is I found some nice, sweet frozen corn. So you want to try to get the sweet corn. You know, that's what I really, really like. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take what? The nice Land O'Lakes butter. We're not doing this in oil. We're doing this in butter. And it's going to be really, really, really nice. So when I actually come back in a few minutes, you're going to see that. But right now I just wanted to just give you a little overview of that. So now we're going to go over back to the potatoes and put them in. Okay? So my oil should be just about ready. Let's see. Ah, they're ready. And we're just going to pan-sear these. We're not going to keep them in the oil.